I'm going to put some drainage holes in it because there was enough of the rust in the spout that water was sealing in it, and that way I'm trying to drain it right now. I'm trying to drain it right now. See, yeah, so it's just picking up water and rusting inside. So if you put some drainage holes
in today's video, as you saw, I'm working on some barn finds. I'm working on some rusty, crusty junk that was used for one purpose, and now we're going to make it into beautiful home decor. Okay, so we have this rusty, crusty watering can. I got to be really careful. That is like so rusted. You move it too much, it might. There was a little bit of like where the cap still was, that was rusted with a hole. I tried to take some of it off. I'm going to go ahead and try to snip the rest. I just want to break the spout. I can just feel movement in it, and it makes me nervous. There we go. I probably should do it over a bucket. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, rusty crusty in there, so I'm just going to sit it in the bucket and kind of let it drain. Try to help this along, get it dried. Put a towel underneath it because it's still kind of like dripping. This one is so dry, I don't feel a need. It's got its own little texture going on, so I definitely don't feel a need that I need to sand this. I don't want to chance anything breaking that off. But yeah, it'll be fun to paint it. So I'm taking Holiday and Curry and mixing the two together because I think Holiday might be a little bit lighter than what I want it to be. And then I want to deepen it up with that little mustardy curry color there. Hey, I was looking for one of those. Don't you love that one? Surprise! I wondered where all my scoops went. There they are. Let's see if that's the color I'm looking for, because you can't see my transfers yet. I'm matching up with my transfers. Okay, now we're into the rusty crusty. This is definitely rusty crusty. So I'm just going to let it keep draining, but I am going to add some of the beeswax to it. Okay, here we go. Oh, one yellow. Okay, we have, look at that. There's some beautiful crackling crazing. I think I'm going to sand it first and see what comes off, and then seal it before putting a transfer on it. Maybe I can make it chip a little bit more, doing some water and some. Sometimes you have to help it along. It's okay. Yeah, there you go. It's chipping a little bit more. It was just so dry. See how it's raising now? There's nothing wrong with helping it along, y'all. Okay. I don't know. What is there gas still in here? Oil. I'll probably try to spray some weather defense in it when I'm sealing it in, but that's the chippiness we were looking for, so we can knock some of that down before sealing it in. Taking a moment, since it ran down and went over the little lip here, just my fingernail and a wet wipe just to get that off. Once you seal it in, it's sealed in, but you got a little bit of playtime before sealing it in there. Okay, now we're going to spray in the whole thing using weather defense and including that top. We're going to put a transfer. I got my little piece of wood that doesn't let my item roll. I think I'm going to kind of off center it here. And then I have some of the bells. Transfers in the sunflowers, which is of course a Dixie bell. So now I just want to find which ones I want to. I just fell in love with that one. And then, or I think my motivation was these that are nice and bright. As you can tell, I've used this before. So I think my motivation was this one, but I don't know. I kind of like the color with this. So let me cut this one out. I think I'm going to do like these ones. No. I think I'm just going to do these two. I don't know. Let's get them on. And then I can see what I want, how I want more. Oh, goodness. Put it as far over. And I want it to, I'm going to see how that's angled. I'm going to make it look like it's coming right out of the side there. You don't have to seal this before, but it will sometimes chip off if you don't seal it in. So it's just all depends on the look. It still might chip off, but it all just depends on the look that you're going for. Okay, so you just rub-a-dub-dub with the little stick that comes with it. And this may not even be the stick that came with it. I'm pretty sure this is an IOD one. But you get so many of them. We could do a Lincoln log project with those. Anyway, so you know when it's transferred down, when the plastic piece on top starts to turn cloudy, then you can start pulling it up. Oh my goodness. Okay, so then I just want to take my fingernail and cut that. Sandpaper fingernail. I just want to make it look like it's coming out from the bottom. Do I want these two, or do I want this one and then this one? Oh, hold on, I got to look at myself. I got to look myself. There we go. Oh, I'm crooked. There we go. I wish there was a longer stem. No, I don't think I like that as much with it. I think I'm just going to end up just doing these two. And that is perfectly fine. Or I can just keep going around the whole thing. I've got plenty. around, I think. Because why not, right? Okay, I put them all the way around because I just kind of tried to space. May not be as far apart as they could have been, but it's good. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead. The transfers need to be sealed in. I'd like a second coat of weather defense anyway, so that's what I'm going to use. Okay, I'm going to take some aging wax, and that's going to bring out more of those little crevices, the cracks and stuff like that. I'm going to go right over the transfers. We sealed this in, it's all good. That's just going to help pop and really give it some age and make it look like they just have been there. And then I have maybe a slight obsession with decrepit dust. Just going to dip a brush in there, and then we're going to go along this top. The top is all rusty crusty, right? So I'm just going to kind of blend that in, darken it up just along the top and the bottom where water would have splashed on it. That's not wet enough, put a little bit more wax on there. You can do this with clear too. You don't have to do it with I just happen to be using that to darken this up. Make sure that's all sealed in, so weather defense top. This one, you can tell, has already been spray painted silver, used for plants because it's got the dirt residue. I'm not going to worry about the inside. It's the outside that we're going to make pretty, but I need to get it dry. It's still a little bit on the wet side. Sometimes I'll use the assistance of the heat gun. There's like water inside the little crevice parts, and that just makes sure that everything is dry. So I'm going to sand this, metal. The paint is just resting on here. You want to give that paint something to grab onto. I'm sure this was just a type of spray paint. So I've got 80 grit on my orbital sander, and we're just going to give it some texture. I'm just going to take some rubbing alcohol, just wipe it down. I don't need to rewash it. I just want to make sure those sanding pieces, even though my orbital sander has a vacuum, I want to make sure those little sanding pieces are off this piece. As you see, they weren't. The dust is still left behind. I'm going to go ahead and paint an old-timey green on that big bucket. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up my own little concoction here. So I'm going to go ahead and take pantry door, 2 pantry door, half a scoop of in a pickle, and then a half a scoop of basil. So if you have not used Sweet Pickins milk paint, as you see, it is a powder that you mix with the water. So equal parts water. So I did 3 total. So I need to do 3 waters. We'll get this all stirred up, just looking for that fun, old-timey green color. Or a shade of it anyway. Now you want to stir this up for about 2 minutes, scraping the bottom, scraping the sides. Some people use the immersion blender. Whatever works for you. I just like being able to feel if it's stuck on the sides or on the bottom and get it all stirred and incorporated. And then after you get it all stirred and incorporated, you set it off to the side and let it thicken up a bit for a few. I'm going to go in with some of the Sweet Pickins beeswax, and then I'm just going to rub it onto the metal. I know it seems silly, like, hold on, you just put that shellac to help bond it. I know, some of our techniques are just silly. Now we can go in and start to paint. Angled brush helps, because I'm not painting the whole thing, I'm just painting this front area. Not painting the bottom, not painting that little turned lip. The angled brush helps keep that down. Oh, we have crackles and all that good stuff. Now we're going to put another coat of wax on. This time you'll be able to see where the wax is going because there's paint on it. Coat. Sometimes you might need to spray it a little bit to help that second coat glide a little bit better, because it does get thicker as it's been sitting, and just misting it will help. Okay, we got some good chippiness going on here. I'm going to seal this one in first, though. So I think I'm going to put some of these fun little flowers on here, which are from Sarah Fenton's Botanical. And now the hard thing is I think you just put the whole thing on, because there's not really a separation mark. I pick the side that has the least chippy on there, so hopefully. Got to see myself here. The little bumps are a little bit on the difficult side, but we'll see how it goes. Transfer them down a little bit easier. That way it's not pulling up all the chippiness. There you go. See right there where it wanted to chip. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and seal the transfer in with some more weather defense. So I'm going to go over this with aging wax, the whole thing. That way it sticks in any of the crevices. If anything chunks off, chips off, it's okay. But see how it just gets into all that? Where it doesn't here, and it does there. Okay, now I'm going to go back on the edges, the top and the bottom edges, I mean. I'm going to put the wax on a little bit heavier. Yep, right over the transfer. Then I'm going to take some decrepit dust. And then I'm just going to go along that edge. And then just tap, 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 like the metal has rusted and it's gone up onto that. And I need to do the other side, but I want to seal this side in so I'm not just wiping it off because I need to be at this angle. Sure why we always see these in barns, if they used it for a feed scoop, water for the animals. So same thing, we got it washed up. It's got stains inside. That's okay. We are going to sand a little bit. There's a lot of texture on here just from the aluminum just wearing with time, but I want my paint to stick, not just all come off. To get the residue off, I'm going to go ahead and take some rubbing alcohol and then just wipe all that dust off. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and spray this with some shellac to help the paint bond. A little picture, I think I'm going to go, because I'm going to be putting transfers on these, y'all. So I'm going to go in with some antique ironstone, which to me is a little bit tanner than I'd like it to be. But I'm going to do 1.5 of that. And then I'm going to add flour sack in, which is, as you see, white, white, white. And then see what we come up with. So we have 1.5. So, and 1, so I need 2.5 waters. There we go. Just an old-timey kind of cream. I am going to do a little bit of the inside, just around the rim. I'm not going to try to do the whole inside. So, Sweet Pickins beeswax. Where you been? Well, got chunkies. So sometimes you just don't get it as mixed up as you think that you have it mixed up. It'll be all right. Give it character. Somehow they all look fine at the end. Okay, now we can move on to the second coat. We're going to mist it a little bit. Okay, now this one's a lot chippy, crackled crazing. Let's see what comes off with just a paper towel. That's whatever chipped off, sanded it a little bit. Now we're going to seal it in with some weather defense. I'm going to do some florals from the Rose Botanicals from IOD Transfers. And I think I want this like little, I don't know what it is. Probably a type of rose, but I'm trying to go on the sheets and look for them. And then get them cut out. I guess, yeah, since it's called Rose Botanical, it probably is roses. Okay, so I thought for fun, especially since that chipped a lot in the inside, I'm going to take this little piece and I'm going to put some of it on in there. To do it right. And of course it does not want to bend, so we need to give it some release points. That's okay. The bigger one. Yeah, the shape is a little bit on the difficult side, that's for sure. Round object, a little bit on the difficult side. There we go. I think we have a little bit more. We have a little bit workable now. I like the perfectly imperfect. The more perfectly imperfect you do it, yeah. See? So where it overlaps, you don't have to worry about it. Just sand it a little bit. Okay, we're going to go ahead and seal this in. So I'm going to go in with some of the Fusion's aging wax and see if I can give a little bit, like where it took a little bit differently up here. Just give it a little bit more age and character. Just going to stick a big poofy brush in there. And then I just want to age it a little bit. Now the dust sticks to the wax. See, it just gives it that nice little age shadow. So I'll do that on the top and the bottom. And then to seal all that in, more Weather Defense top coat. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Go out into your barn, your shed, your garage, your junk pile, and look to see what you have that's rusty, crusty, a little bit worse for wear that you can paint. And maybe if you want to, put a transfer on it. So thank you for watching today's video. We will see you next time, and you can see what I'm up to. Bye.